I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the regular board meeting for Socorro Independent School District on March 22nd, and we're at 6:02 p.m. Thank you all for coming this evening. We'd like to start with a Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Christopher Ledesma, third grader from Horizon Heights. Would you all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Christopher. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Item number 3 on the agenda, Superintendent's comments. Dr. Espinosa.
Yes, Vice President, Mr. Ayub, and members of the board, I would like to begin by congratulating Mr. David Carrasco in being named our new Director of Maintenance and Operations. Mr. Carrasco, please stand to be recognized. Also, I would like to congratulate Ms. Yvonne Avila. She's our new Assistant Principal of America's High School. Please stand, Ms. Avila. And Ms. Avila comes to America's from Montwood High School, and I was just told that America's High School is playing Montwood High School in baseball down at the Chihuahua Baseball Stadium. So if you are a Montwood fan, you may want to cover your ears because America's was winning 8-2. So, but go Montwood and go America's. Also, our James Butler Spring Games are scheduled for tomorrow at the SAC, 8 a.m. elementary and 1 o'clock is secondary. This is one of our most memorable events of the year. I encourage everyone to go cheer on our students. And I guarantee you that you'll have a great time. So looking forward to tomorrow at the SAC. Also, as a reminder, district will be closed on Friday, March 25th, in observance of Good Friday. I want to wish our board and our community a very happy Easter and a Good Friday. And we have lots of board honors tonight, which is a testament of the great success that has been taking place here in our school district. Great job to everyone. I believe we have over 200 students that we'll be recognizing. So looking forward to that. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, Dr. Espinosa. As part of Dr. Espinosa's comments, I did want to add that on the 4th of this month was Dr. Espinosa's 25th birthday. So we'd like to congratulate him and wish him a happy birthday.
How many times? How many times?
Item number 4, board honors, Mr. Escobar.
Good evening, Vice President Mr. Ayub, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Espinosa. My name is Daniel Escobar, Chief Communications Officer for the district, and it is my pleasure to introduce tonight's recognitions. If you'll please step down to receive our honorees. The first recognition is in honor of 2 America's High School cross-examination debate teams who qualified and competed at the UIL State Speech and Debate Contest. America's is the first school in Team SISD to take both first and second place to advance to state competition. In addition to qualify for nationals, speech and debate teams from West Texas compete at the National Speech and Debate Association District Tournament. At this meet, 15 students from the West Texas region qualify out of over 250 students who compete. Again, America's succeeded in qualifying more students than ever in school history. 4 of these, absolutely. 4 of these America students qualified for the National Speech and Debate Association Championship. The America's debate team is currently ranked 1st in the city, 12th in the state, and 21st in the nation. Congratulations to these outstanding trailblazers. They are Kyle Donnelly, Samantha Morales. Victoria Brando. Angelina Ramirez. Joshua Estavas. Ricardo Flores. And their coach is Irene Gardea. Students, if you'll please return and join your coach for a photo with the board and superintendent. Just a quick note as they're gathering for that photo that all of the pictures taken by our district photographer will be posted on our district SmugMug account. There's a little photo icon on the bottom right-hand side of our webpage. All of those photos are available for free high-resolution download. The second recognition will honor the elementary and middle school students who won Team SISD's second annual Robocom competition. 70 teams, 47 elementary and 23 middle school, competed in this year's contest, which showcased students' science, technology, engineering, and math skills. Each team built and programmed their own robots, practiced for countless hours, and worked with their coaches and high school student mentors to prepare for the all-day contest. This evening, we honor the two teams who won the overall elementary and middle school divisions. The elementary winners are from James P. Butler Elementary. Congratulations to Noah Martinez, Edmar de Jesus, Yanel Estrada, Alyssa Ontiveros, Maria Elena Saucedo, and their coach, Rosa Cerato. The middle school winners are from Salvador H. Sanchez Middle School. They are Rudy Nunez, Joseph Guerra, Paul Guerra Jr., Brianna Ramirez, Alan Ramirez, Caitlin Escalante, Lenin Ibarra, Isaac Gama, Irvin Martinez. Their coaches are Crystal Candelaria, and Ruth Melendez Magaña. Also would like to recognize one of the instructional officers from the district who coordinated this successful event, Jennifer Ellis Martinez. Students, coaches, we'll have you all please return to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. Up next, we will recognize the elementary students who excelled at the first district-wide Math Bee competition. More than 180 students participated in this contest, representing grades kinder through 5th. The students were required to answer 28 challenging math problems correctly in order to be crowned the winners. This evening, we recognize the winner for each grade level, along with their teacher that was able to join them. Congratulations to our kindergartner winner from Jane Hambrick School, Elias Flores. Our first grade winners from Horizon Heights Elementary, Diego Maldonado. His coach is Mary Mania. Our second grade winners from Elfrida Chavez, Maxine Ferrer. Our third grade winners from Vista de Sol Elementary, Luis Cervantes. The fifth grade winner from Jane Hambrick School, Emilio Terrazas. The fourth grade winner is from John Drugan School, the campus that introduced the Math Bee contest to the district. The student is accompanied by his AP, who was the person who brought the idea and the vision for this competition to Team SISD. Congratulations to fourth grade winner, Desmond Cardenas. And John Drugan School Assistant Principal, Jacqueline Salas. Also like to recognize our two district instructional officers who were essential in coordinating the event, Raquel Sendek and Elizabeth Marquez. If you'll all please return for a photo. Congratulations once again. Next, we will recognize the students who showcased their reading comprehension talents and won the district's first ever Battle of the Bluebonnets competition. Elementary school students competed in the trivia style contest that featured rounds of questions from this year's Texas Bluebonnet Awards book list. It was an incredible event that included special guest MC Erica Castillo, a news anchor from KFOX News. The first place winners were students from Escontrias Elementary School. They are Rosemary Zuniga, Mercedes Lopez, Nathan Frayer, Mia Herrera, Danielle Serrano. Their coaches are Lynn Hardiman and Mercedes Hassel. Our district library services coordinator who introduced this event to us is Marcy Sparks. Students, coaches, if we can have you return to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. Thank you. Our next recognition is for the 12 Destination Imagination teams who qualified to compete in the state tournament after winning at the recent regional contest. Destination Imagination is an educational program that challenges students' creative problem-solving skills and higher-level thinking while working in groups. Of all the districts in the region, SISD has the most teams advancing to state next month. The teams will be recognized by school level. So that all the names are heard, we ask that the audience please hold your applause until all teams in each level have been introduced. The Destination Imagination teams are, first, from Mission Early College High School, Omar Baron, Alex McRae, Jillian Serrano, Michelle Ramirez, Miranda Federico, Martha Montaño. Their sponsor is Sandra Blow. Winners from America's High School, Ian Solis and Cesar Caballero. Now if we can have one loud round of applause for all of our high school Destination Imagination winners. Students, if we can have you all please return for, whoa. If you'll all please join as well. Thank you for joining us. If we can have you all please return for a photo now. Congratulations once again. We'll continue with our middle school winners. Against audience, if you'll please hold your applause so that we can recognize all of the individuals. Our first winning team is from Jane Hambrick School, Ramon Aguirre, Andrew Alvarado, Luis Beas, Deira Baron, Jimena Martinez, Hannah Romero. Their sponsors are Arlene Aguirre, Maribel Baron. Sunridge had two teams. The first consists of Natalia Murillo, Emma Arms, Paulina Gonzalez, Gage Garcia. Coaches Ray Lopez, Ian Rayback, and Terry Naylor. Second team students are Susana Sanchez, Dasani Martinez, Diana Hernandez. Our next team from Socorro Middle School, Janie Han, Brianna Herrera, Diana Alarcón, Luisa, German Gandaria, Delilah Salas, and their coach, Claudia Esparza. From John Enzer School, Victoria Beltran, Andrea Veliz, Daisy Villalobos, Jordan Deal, Victoria Zuluaga, Jeremy Guerra. Their sponsor is Norma Reyes. And from Specialist Rafael Hernando III Middle School, Elias Rivas, Alyssa Castillo, Trinity Herales, Jessica Mailing, Melody Medina, Nereida Rodriguez, and their coach is Sergio Lopez. Now one loud round of applause for all of our middle school champions. If we can have you all please return to the front for a photo. Everybody just look straight and keep smiling. Congratulations once again. Next, we'll continue with our elementary school winners. Our first campus winners are from Dr. Sushuk Elementary. The students are Alejandra Alvarado, Miguel Baeza Chavez, Tyler Burnett, Samuel Fierro, Aiden Hernandez, Tristan Mirel, Regina Gallegos, and their sponsor is Yvette Lindemann. From Loma Verde Elementary, Desiree Brandon, Nadia Delgado, Leah Longoria, Mia Lopez, Liana Maldonado, Jimena Munoz, Isabela Valencia. Their sponsors, Erlinda Johnston. From Horizon Heights Elementary, Jacqueline Guerra. Rebecca Duran. Andrea Morales. Gabriel Ledesma. Elijah Ramirez, Caleb Berumen, Linda Hitter is our sponsor, along with Lori Berumen. Congratulations to all of our elementary winners. Please join us in a loud round of applause for our elementary students. Students, if we'll have you please return to the front for a photo. All right, congratulations once again. The next honor is for students who will advance to state in the 2016 Visual Arts Scholastic event, which will be held next month. VASE recognizes exemplary student achievement in the visual arts by providing a standard of excellent programs. The artists qualified by receiving superior ratings at the regional competition, which was held in February. SISD's award-winning student artists and their teachers are, from America's High School, Michelle Carrasco. Her teachers, Leticia Luevanos. From Socorro High School, Samantha Garcia. From El Dorado High School, Bianca Naro. Her teacher is Candace Prince. From Eastlake High School, Yasmin Gamez. And her teacher is Claudia Castañeda. If we can have you all please return for a photo. Congratulations once again. Now, we will recognize 3 students who placed at the citywide 2016 Black History Art Show. The students showcase famous African American inventors to honor their contributions to our nation. More than 325 entries were received from the El Paso area. 2 of the 4 high school division winners were Eastlake High School students. One of them was able to join us this evening. Congratulations to Lizette Gonzalez. And making it back around to be recognized again, her teacher, Claudia Castañeda. In addition, one SISD student from John Drugan School placed in the middle school division. Congratulations to Raylene Ortega. Her teacher is Laura Aragon. If we can have the 4 of you please join the board and superintendent for a photo. Congratulations once again. Next, we will honor 2 basketball teams for their outstanding performances on the court this season. The Eastlake girls varsity basketball team had another successful season with an overall record of 25 wins, only 5 losses, winning the District 258 District Championship and a by-district championship. Once again, these remarkable athletes have shined the spotlight on Team SISD. Members of the audience, as we recognize the team, we ask that you please hold your applause until the entire group has been named. The 2016 Championship Lady Falcons are Genesis Villasana, Dalia Cortez, Orion McDermott, Athena Castañon, Rebecca Corral, Daniela Gutierrez, Janine Gonzalez, Samantha Da Cruz, Jessica Espinosa, Angie Zubia, Alexia Gonzalez. Their student trainers are Brianna Cortez, Brianna Macias, Serena Hernandez, Assistant coach is Mona Lisa Acosta, also Pete Ortega, and they are led by head coach Joey Woodard. Congratulations to the championship Falcons. If we can have you all please return to the front for a photo. Keep smiling. Congratulations once again. Next, we have the boys varsity basketball team from America's High School. The mighty Trailblazers had a stellar season, earning the 1-6A district championship as well as a by-district trophy. They completed the season with an amazing record of 32 wins, only 2 losses. Congratulations to the members of this winning team who achieved great success. The 2016 Trailblazers and champions are Chris Vargas, Aaron Varela, Tristan Licon, Christian Medrano, Sebastian Andrade, Caleb Castillo, Edward Carlos, Jamar Gregg, Brian Hernandez, Cruz Villalobos, Damola Akomolafe. Assistant coach is Matt Larson, and they are led by head coach Mike Brooks. Congratulations to the championship Trailblazers. If we can have you all please return to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. Next, we will honor Team SISD wrestlers who advanced to the 2016 state championship. These Team SISD wrestlers took down their competition at the district and regional level to earn a ticket to state. The wrestling champions are from El Dorado High School, Shania Melendez. Also from El Dorado High School, finishing second at state, Daniel Casillas. From Montwood High School, Devin Doblado. His coach is Oscar Neres. From Socorro High School, Rebecca Martinez. Her coach is Rene Barreras. From Americas High School, also finishing second at state, Adrian Garcia. Her coach is Kenneth Jury. If we can have you all please return to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. We have one special presentation this evening to honor the El Dorado High School team for earning national recognition as an avid demonstration school. El Dorado is now one of only 31 schools in Texas and 140 nationally to earn this distinction. As part of the demonstration site network, the Aztecs will get visits from schools worldwide who will come to observe a highly evolved AVID system. Congratulations, to El Dorado High School's site team members, Antonio Casruita, Eileen Mares, Connie Ordóñez, Belinda Ortega, Sarah Chacon, Yesenia Valencia. The lead coordinator is Tanya Gallegos. Assistant principal, Lorena Sandoval. Campus principal, Cynthia Radana. And also joining them is Coordinator of Instructional Leadership, who coordinates the AVID program district-wide, Rosario Rojas. We can have you all please return to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. That concludes our recognitions for this evening. Thank you.
Just give him a second to step out. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with the agenda this time. Item 6A, Board Trustees business. Consider approval of proclamation Month of the Military Child. Ms. Macias.
Yes, good evening. Vice President Ayub, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. I'm here to recognize and actually introduce Jacqueline Burdell. She's here with us from El Dorado High School. She's a senior student, and she's going to read our proclamation tonight.
The proclamation for the month of the military child and April 15th, 2016 as Purple Up for Military Kids Day reads, whereas Socorro Independent School District recognizes the selfless acts of service performed by its brave members of the military and their devoted families, and whereas military families continue to face that unique burden of multiple deployments, often causing uncertainty and constant upending of their daily lives and routines. And whereas military families themselves know of the sacrifices borne by military children, but their important contributions can often go unnoticed by the general public. And whereas Socorro Independent School District is home to more than 3,000 military children who have at least one parent serving in the military. And whereas military children are a source of pride and honor, and that we recognize the often unsung sacrifices made by them and commend them for their support and dedication to their families in service to the protection and advancement of citizens' rights and freedoms. And whereas the month of April has been celebrated as the month of the military child since 1986, recognizing the importance of military children and expressing gratitude for their sacrifice. And whereas a month-long salute to military children will encourage local communities to provide direct support to military children and families. Therefore, we, Dr. Jose Espinosa, and Superintendent of the Socorro Independent School District, and the Board of Trustees of the Socorro Independent School District do hereby proclaim April 2016 as Month of the Military Child and April 15th, 2016 as Purple Up for Military Kids Day, in recognition of our military children. We urge all citizens to join in this special observance by wearing purple on this day, and urge all to observe Month of the Military Child by connecting with military youth, military families, and communities to provide support to all military children.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you. I just also wanted to recognize that Miss Jacqueline, she has an interest in pursuing a major in journalism and public relations. He didn't hear me. And public, okay, give me that. But thank you for her amazing reading today, and I would like for you to consider the approval of this proclamation at this time.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion to approve item 6A, consider approval of proclamation Month of the Military Child, made by Mr. Gary Gandara, seconded by Mr. Michael Nájera. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item number 7, open forum. We greatly appreciate those individuals who have requested to speak to the board during open forum or in regard to a specific agenda item. We are bound by certain time constraints in order to cover all the items on the agenda, and therefore must limit presentations to 5 minutes. Please respect the rights of others in your presentation. By law, the board cannot take action upon or discuss any item which is not posted on tonight's agenda. But we will give all presentations our serious consideration. Thank you, and let's go ahead and proceed with open forum. Ms. Remy Garcia.
Good Tuesday, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. The Socorro Independent School District will host its 30th annual Spring Games in memory of James P. Butler tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. March 23rd at the SISD Student Activity Center. In 1986, Jose Morales, adaptive PE coach for the district, began the program with the participation of 30 student athletes. This year, SISD reports that more than 700 student athletes with special needs will participate in the track and field events. In 2008, the games were renamed after the late SISD adaptive physical education coach, James P. Butler. Because of his dedication to the students with special needs and the athletic abilities he saw in all students. Socorro Education Association believes in the work and student goals that our members passionately support and the underlying mission of SISD to provide all students with the best possible opportunities to succeed in all our schools and as well as after graduation. As a SISD community partner and family, Socorro Education Association would like to present this check with Mr. Richard Ortega, the Director of SISD Special Education Department, and Ms. Butler, in honor of the 30th year, is it upside down? In honor of the 30th year anniversary and in honor of James P. Butler to one of the SISD Foundation scholarship categories, the James P. Butler Scholarship. This scholarship category is available to students that receive services from the SISD Department of Special Education and are planning to attend a community college, a four-year university, or a trade technical school. I would also like to recognize Coach Butler's family, Leo Butler, Rick and Peggy Butler, his parents, and Leslie Thomas, his sister. If you all can. I would like to also recognize you guys, if you can step forward, please.
This concludes open forum. We'll move on to item 8A, facilities report. Mr. Iington.
Yes, good evening. Vice President AU, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. My report starts on page 15, the facility report. The facility committee met earlier this month to review the report and to discuss various items. The remaining projects of the 2011 bond program are coming to the final stages. It's the three mechanical projects at the middle school. The first project is Sanchez, and we are completed with everything. We are currently working, of course, doing the roofs. No pictures of the roofs tonight. I got other pictures for you, but no pictures of roofs. Most of the work is remaining, is finishing up the roofs on the 3 project. The second project is Socorro Middle School. We are complete with all the interior work, doing closeout and punch list items, and gathering information on the maintenance and operation of our owner's manuals, along with roofing. And the final project is Slider Middle School. We should be complete with all 3 of these schools here in the next 30 to 60 days with the roof, depending on the weather. Of course, today we probably could not work because of the little wind we had and the dust blowing. So that really completes everything on the 2011 bond program. Next month, we'll be bringing some projects for approval, final cost, and return on the deductive change orders and savings that we are getting back. Today, we met all day with our facility assessment team. VLK Architects were here. We met starting off with our demographer and met with them and kind of gave an overview of the district. Ms. Macias basically explained some of our boundaries changes that we are going to be implementing in the next this coming year. That's out, y'all have already heard some on. And then we met with 3 departments: child nutrition, facilities and construction, and then technology. And just right before the board meeting at 3:30, we met with all the principals and basically gave them a overview of what the facility assessment is going to be. We've already started and completed most of the projects, the 12 schools, plus the aquatics and the district operation have already been walked by the original assessment teams, and we continue to work on those projects as far as gathering the needs from the various campus. And the meeting today was basically giving the principal a survey to fill out to determine what their needs are as far as curriculum-based items that they might be lacking. The pictures I do have to show you is Paso del Norte softball and baseball improvement. That project is completed. The fields were actually used, I think, today or yesterday for practice or a game. And as you can see, it's got the new fence and the bleachers. We're laying out the bases here, but this is kind of a progress photo. It is totally complete, and like I said, they are using the facility, and it has turned out very nice and have gotten a lot of compliments from the administration at PDN on the fields. And that completes my report for this month. I will.
Questions? No? Thank you, Mr. Anthony.
Thank you.
Item number 8B, grants report. Ms. Darnell.
Good evening, Vice President Ayub, Dr. Espinosa, and members of the Board of Trustees. We've had another busy month. Starting with our Project SMART, they had their camp over the intercession this last month for the Easy Robotics Camp, where they had 35 students attend at Pebble Hills High School. And the other camp that was going on that week was for our Texas homeless, the children supported by the Texas Homeless Education Grant that had a camp for college readiness where they went to UTEP. It culminated in a field trip to UTEP. And then our 2 other grants, our Army Youth Program in Your Neighborhood. We just completed an audit and we received our 3rd check for this year. We're going to receive 1 more this year. And in our special ed, we have got all our laptops in, our surveys from our teachers, parents, and students, and we're getting ready to distribute those laptops. One thing I want to mention is on the audit, I take our auditor out every time to visit one of our APEN schools, after-school programs. And this last time, one of the favorite things I saw is we had soldiers in tutoring our kids. And one of the questions we get asked on every grant that we submit has to do with sustainability. And I just thought that's a perfect example of a way we can sustain is through volunteers. As grants come to a closure, we can implement things and get them started and continue them going. Grants submitted, it's been a busy month. We submitted Win Academy with the Kellogg Foundation, environmental grant for reduce, reuse, and recycle with Rio Grande Council of Governments. Also an active learning center, which is a furniture grant with Steelcase Education, and then the pre-kindergarten classroom support grant with AmeriCorps. Applications in progress. Coming up in the next week, we hope to be submitting our Verizon PLTW grants, 21st Century Community Learning Center grant, and then a couple other grants that are smaller that we aren't working on, aren't pursuing yet. Well, we're beginning to pursue them, and we'll get them in a little bit later. And then also we have another Department of Defense education activity grant coming up. This one will be between $1.25 million and $1.5 million. That's due the beginning of May. And then the high quality pre-kindergarten grant program. And those are just a few of them. We've got another one I met this last week or two with El Paso Community College and UTEP to look at partnering with them for a major National Science Foundation grant for STEM plus computing. It's called STEM plus C. We couldn't get it in this year because it's going to involve a lot of partnership, but we hope to apply for it next March. So we're looking out in the horizon at multiple grants out there. In grants under review, we know we've got one coming up with Wells Fargo in June, the National Science Foundation I just mentioned, they've got several, and also the U.S. Department of Ed that we know have grants coming forward. So we're keeping our eyes out for grants that are coming open because they give us very short lead times. Any of the major grants, you can figure they are going to require some sort of a project hire, and they're going to require some sort of sustainability plan. So just as a heads up, because frequently we don't actually get to them until that month before they're due, or 2 months before they're due when we actually see the review. So that just gives you an idea. That's why I've started including those that we know we want to submit. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Questions? Thank you, Ms. Darnell. Okay. Item 8C, Police Department Policy Manual Update. Ms. Macias.
Vice President Aviu, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board, in compliance with policy CKE local, the board shall be notified on an annual basis of any revisions to the manual. At this time, I'll ask Chief Vega to join me to provide you an update and answer any questions.
Good evening, Vice President Mr. Tony Ayub, Dr. Espinosa, and members of the board. This item presented to you tonight is for your information only. There were no changes in our police manual. We just add on 7 items. One of them is a background investigation, is in chapter 3, page 13, the special response team, page 241. Motor unit policy is in page 256. Traffic accident report is in page 265. Texas Yank policy, page 275. Health wildernesses is in page 288. It's a very need for our department. I hope you can help us approve this. Do you have any questions?
Motion to approve? Second.
Hold on, it's just a report.
Oh,
it's just a report. There's no motion.
Just kidding. See who's paying attention. I was testing you, Mr. Ayu.
Mr.
It's already April.
April Fool. Great job. Thanks, Chief. Thank you, Ms. Macias. Item 8D, technology update. You even paused. I noticed that.
Good evening, President, Vice President. Members of the board.
You need to
Dr.
write this
Espinosa.
down.
Quick update today on technology. I'm going to do a quick presentation on the network update we just finished. It's been going on for 9 months. If you look on the left-hand side, you see what the old switches that we have, the 2,900 switches. We had them at all the elementaries. We upgraded all the elementaries. They gave us a bandwidth of 100 megabit per campus at the campus level. And it gave us no power on the Ethernet, and the switches were unmanaged. Because of E-rate, we were funded $1.6 million. We were able to upgrade all the switches at the elementaries, which gave us the new switches that you see on the right-hand side, the 3,700 switches. One of the advantages that it has is give us the ability to go up to 10 gigabyte at each campus. It gives us the ability to go to 1 gig to the computer level, and also gives us a great opportunity to what they call the power on the Ethernet, which means that every time we install a new wireless access point or a new telephone system, this provides the power. We don't need to have facilities install power at the access point or at the telephone level. And it also gives us the ability to manage the switches. In the old switch that you can see on the left-hand side, our technicians would have to go switch port by port to troubleshoot it. With new switches, it manages by the whole unit. It can manage everything there. These are the campuses that it did. We started back in October. We were able to complete the 23 elementaries. This is in support of Operation Future Ready to provide our kids the fastest internet we can get, which is 10 gig at the current time. There's just some of the examples that we did at Escontrias and Campestres. The work was done by Desert Communication, which is a local company here. They did a great job. Again, we started the project in October. We finished within 9 months. We invested $1.6 million of rebate funds. Our portion was $300,000 for the district, which means that we got $1.3 million in grant money to do that work. I do credit Tricia Dominguez, David Gutierrez, and Edward Aguilar, who did most of the work, making sure that the principals were alerted when we went to each campus, making sure that we did the walkthroughs, making sure that we did the inventory and provide the paperwork to fix assets. Any questions on that portion?
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Okay, the next point, real quick on the cameras. As far as the cameras go, we're still moving forward on installing the 5 additional cameras at the campuses. Again, the project started in April 2015. We invested $500,000. So far, we have invested $175,000. These are the campuses that are completed with the 5 additional cameras on top of the 10 that we had before. Most of the cameras that we're doing right now, the 5 additional cameras, are indoor cameras. The campus that you see here are all completed. These are currently in progress, which means that we've done all the walkthroughs with the principals and police services and ourselves. We have done all that work. The company is now waiting to go and install those 5 additional cameras. The ones that are planned, we have not done any walkthroughs. We're in the process of doing that again with the principal. We make sure that we walk the campus with the principal and police services and ourselves. Everybody signs off. We haven't done those yet. Hopefully we can finish in the next 4 months. Again, a lot of the work here is done by Robert Trijo. He's one of our system administrators who does all the installation of cameras, at the same time manages the existing cameras that we have. And Eric Rodriguez, who is one of the technicians that helps him. Any questions there?
Questions? Thank you, Mr. Reed. Great job.
Thank you.
Item number 9, consent agenda. We're going to see if any board members would like to pull any of the items. However, we do need to pull item D. We want to pull item number 43 from the budget amendments for that to be considered after item 10E on the budget. We also would like to pull item number 42. That'll be addressed here in a few minutes. Items number 1 through 41 will remain on consent agenda. Are there any other items board members would like to pull?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion to approve consent agenda excluding item D, specifically within there, item number 42, And then item number 43 to be considered after 10E, made by Mr. Gandara, seconded by Mr. Michael Nájera. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item number 42. Mr. Reza, we were wondering, looking on page 54 of the budget transfers,
Yes, sir.
you address,
Sorry.
I think it's budget time.
Yeah, it's,
You address on there, item number 42, the portable buildings, yet we're gonna consider that a little bit later on item 10E. Is there a difference here, sir?
no, sir, it's the same item. It's one and the same. So what we could do is we could hold off until Mr. Ianton has presented that information and certainly gone over the request for the 10 portables that he's going to ask for approval, and we'll do the same thing as approve it at that time. It's the same item, so to speak.
So it's just redundant?
It's redundant. It's just that this is the budget item. The other one is the request to move forward with purchasing the 10 portables, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this is an increase of $1 million, and that's what we're going to fund that request by this line item.
So we thought maybe this was, like you just mentioned, a budget decision as far as allowing the money to be placed in the right part of the budget, and later you were gonna request that money for those portables, is that correct?
Yes, sir. In other words, this is the request to bump up the budget for that particular request.
Okay, so, different.
I mean,
Yeah, so we can approve it.
we can approve it, and at that point, if the board decides otherwise, it's there.
We just wanted to clarify it, but it sounded like we're okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve item D 42 from the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion to approve item D 42 on the consent agenda by Mr. Michael Nájera, seconded by Mr. Hector Gonzalez. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Muguerza. Item number E, approval of awarded bids. E1, effluent lift station replacements. Item number CP number 199-0201-1622. Are those part of its consent agenda? My mistake. Okay, so I'm a little rusty. New business, 10A.
Mr. Ayub,
Yes, sir.
we didn't pull 43 as well?
Yes, but that's to be considered at the end, sir. Yes, sir. Item number 10A, consider approval of administrator certified and non-certified contract recommendations for 2016, 2017. Mr. Campoya.
Good evening, Vice President, Mr. Ayub, Dr. Espinosa, and board members. My name is Rudy Campoya, Chief Human Resources Officer for the Socorro School District, and I am here tonight to request your consideration and approval of the administrative contracts. You received 3 lists. There is an updated list that is on separate cover in front of you that replaces the prior list that you received previously. So you should have 3 lists there: the administrator certified probationary, which is on separate cover, then the administrator certified term, and then you have the non-certified administrator contract. So those are the lists that we're recommending for approval for the 2016-2017 school year. At this time, administration is recommending approval of the contracts recommendations as presented.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve item 10A made by Mr. Paul Guerra, seconded by Ms. What is your name, Cynthia? Cynthia Nájera. Seconded by Ms. Cynthia Nájera. Any further discussion?
And we thought Hector Reina was bad, right?
Come on. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 10B, consider approval of TASB Update 103 and local policy. Ms. Macias.
And I have it written down. Vice President Ayub, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. Administration recommends consideration and approval of revisions to the following policy from TASB Update 103, CAA, CB, CO, FEC, and local policies EIC and FM as presented. Any questions?
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion to approve item 10B made by Ms. Cynthia Nájera, seconded by Mr. Gary Gandara. Any further discussion?
Mr. Ayub,
Yes, sir.
I have a question, just for clarification. Ms. Macias, on page 139, policy FM,
Yes, sir.
the very last paragraph, it says the district shall exempt identified honors courses for the no pass, no play. And then the very last paragraph says the district has identified the following honors courses for the no pass, no play. Does that mean those courses identified are exempt? Or, okay.
Correct. And that's just the wording that UIL uses, and it means that they're exempt, meaning that, and we go above and beyond their recommendation, UIL, they actually could get a 1 and still be approved to play. Within SISD, we actually have the weighted points, which is above and beyond them, and all of those courses listed have the points awarded to them.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Macias.
Thank you.
Item 10C, consider approval of surplus property to Dale City Independent School District. Mr. Iton.
Yes, administration would request pulling this item.
Okay. Then we move on to item 10D, consider approval of RFP for renovations to the aquatic facility. Mr. Iton.
Yes, sir. On page, let me find it, 43 of your book, the board agenda is requesting that we go out and solicit RFPs for the work on the aquatics facility. And the reason why we're asking this is because we discussed this during a facility committee meeting, but for the rest of the board, is we've had some issues with the facility. The facility is 20 years old. Currently, we have some inspections that it has failed, and some of that has to do with the pool and the slides inside and outside. And in order to make the modifications to the pool, since it's over 20 years old or approximately 20 years old, we are recommending that we replaster the pool and then get proposals also to replace some of the water features that are on the outside. The board has approved some committed funds for this project, and we would use those funds. However, if the board so approves this tonight, the facility is going to have to be shut down, portions of it, and we would make a recommendation that we would do the outside pool first and get it up and running, hopefully for the summertime, or at least portion of the summer, and then we would move into the interior facilities. So we're looking at the timelines. Ms. Macias has been getting a lot of requests from the elementary schools to use the facility in May for field trips and that type of stuff. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that, until we make some major repairs to the facility. So we're recommending that we go out for an RFP. We've got some preliminary estimates from some companies that we just contacted. It's not going to be cheap. We're looking at anywhere from $270 to $300-something thousand to plaster the pool. These pools have never really been completely drained. They've been lowered, and then water's been up, and they've been maintained accordingly. But in order to really complete the work on the pool, we're going to have to drain the facility, and we're going to have to do one at a time, or the outside, and then the two inside. So administration is recommended consideration for us to go out and solicit RFP for the renovations to the aquatics as presented.
Question? Go ahead, Mr. Iton.
Mr. Arrington, so does that mean that right now we can't use the facility until these repairs are made?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yes, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yeah, Mr. Harrington. you any idea when we'll be going back to business?
Well, it all depends.
I understand.
If you
that, but-
approve this, we're working on a replaster specification and proposal, and as soon as we can go out on, either we can put it out for proposal, or we can look at the various buy boards and see if we can save some time by doing that. I would have to come back and give you a timeline. But as soon as possible, because I know that this is used by our students and our families, throughout the year, not only in the summer, but, our high schools use it and everything else. So we're going to expedite it as quickly as possible.
And I understand that the bottom part has not ever been drained. There's a possibility of some problem. Is that going to be covered by the contractor, or do we need to set aside some extra money for that?
Well, yeah, well, we won't know that until we really drain it. The staff over there has maintained the pool, and our maintenance and operation department has put over $225,000 into various parts of the pool, not plastering, but, repairs to pumps and mechanical and painting, and we've got some issues on the pool. We're also assessing it. That's one of the facilities that's being assessed. I've moved that up to the top of the list. So I'm expecting here in the next week to get a preliminary report from the company that has walked it already. And but we know the main thing is the plastering of the pool. We'll look at the other issues that come up in the assessment as we determine what those are. But right now, we really need to address the pool plastering and get it back up to speed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
I have a motion to approve item 10D, consider approval or RFP for renovations of the aquatic facility made by Mr. Michael Nájera, seconded by Mr. Hector Gonzalez. Any further discussion, Dr. Espinosa?
Yes, Vice President Ayu, I would just like to emphasize what Mr. Tom Ianton said, is that it's absolutely needed at this point in time, for our student athletes in our school district to have access to a quality facility. And the administration, we're going to make sure that we do our best to stagger the schedule and minimize the impact of the different programs for our students, but also for our community.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item 10E, consider approval of purchase of 10 portable buildings for 2016-2017 and 2017-2018 school years. Mr. Ianton.
Yes, we are recommending the board consideration to go out and purchase 10 portable buildings for the upcoming this year and then next year. We'll need, because of growth, we'll need 4 double-wide portables at Desert Wind and 3 double-wide portables at Enzard. And that was a total of 7. And during the discussion in facilities, we also determined that in 2017-18, the following year, we'll need some portables at Mission Ridge. And so we decided, or the board, the facility committee, recommend going ahead and purchasing 3 more portables. So that brought the total to 10. I have included in your book general locations and site locations for the 3 campuses. The first one on page 145, and I'm sorry I don't have it on the overhead. But you can see at Desert Wind, we also have to accommodate fire access to a hydrant that is existing. And that's from our local fire marshal and emergency service district. So we would, that's that serpentine or that L-shaped hatched area that looks like that would be the extension of the fire lane at Desert Wind. On page 146, the 3 at Enzer will go in between the 2 wings, existing wings, and it will be serviceable off of that fire lane that we put in just this past year. And then the 3 additional portables at the Mission Ridge are shown on their site plan. Actually, we have a possibility of 2 areas that we can put them, depending on which grade level she's going to want to use, the principal is going to want to use at Mission Ridge. We can locate them in any of these 2 locations. Administration recommends approval of the 10 portables as presented.
Ms. Daniel?
Hold on, I have a motion.
Mr. Ayub.
No, that's fine. But I got a motion. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming right back with you, sir. Item 10E, I have a motion to approve, made by Mr. Gary Gandara, seconded by Ms. Cynthia Nájera. Yes, Mr. Gonzalez.
On the 10 that we're going to go for, I understand that Mountwood, there's one that is required for the equipment for the band and all that. And I think one of them is going to be moving there. Have they decided where they're going to put it?
Yes, we're going to put it in that that parking lot next to the where the existing portables are, next by the wellness clinics, the old wellness clinic. That's what has been approved, that location.
So are we going to have to go and get something else to put all that equipment? Because a lot of expensive equipment out there that is, you know.
That's that's a decision that has to be made by the campus. They really have not approached me on that. We're going to move the triple wide that we had at Pebble Hills. Pebble Hills to Montwood, and it's built to support. At one time, it was going to be wrestling. I don't know what the school is going to be used it for, because it's got the superstructure on it because it was a weight room. And at one time we had some issues with the weight room at Montwood, and that would have been, we thought that was the best opportunity to move that facility over there and use it at a weight room. If we need to place more portables, we'll just have to bring that up in our facility committee meetings and get talk to the administration there. The assessment should show that it's lacking in storage, because Montwood High School is a part of the assessment. And the assessment teams, if they walk those schools, like you and I walked them quite a long time ago, will see the equipment stored in the hallways and stuff. So that will be a part of their needs.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. From the consent agenda, item D, number 43, Mr. Ressa.
First, I'd like to go over the following item that's on the that's on the new business, Mr. Ayub.
Yes, sir.
Item F. I'd like to go over that item first before we do the actual approval of the agenda.
We have to do that before we can do the budget.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had it listed up here, put it after item 10E. Okay, so we want to consider after F.
Yes, sir.
Got it, sir. Okay, item number 10F, consider approval of commitment of fund balance for capital improvements and district enhancements. Mr. Ressa.
Yes, Vice President Ayub, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. Tonight, the administration is requesting consideration and approval of the attached resolution to commit a little over $11 million of unassigned fund balance for specific infrastructure, security, and technology projects. The needs assessments for these projects arose during various budget meetings in the prior year, as well as in meetings in the superintendent's cabinet. The administration has discussed the commitment of these funds for these projects at the various board committee meetings that were conducted last month. Now, it should be noted for the record that the board members had many questions and indeed requested written information on some of the listed projects. The administration has endeavored to answer these questions, as well as provide the board with the written information that they requested concerning infrastructure replacement, radio and communication costs, and their configurations. I will now read the resolution for the board and the community before I ask if there's any questions and request approval of the said resolution. So the resolution approving commitment of fund balance, whereas the Socorro Independent School District, the district, has been legally created and operates pursuant to the general laws of the state of Texas applicable to independent school districts, and whereas the Board of Trustees of the district, being convened at a regular session of its regular board meeting place within the boundaries of the Socorro Independent School District on this 22nd day of March 2016, it is hereby resolved, ordered, and directed that the Socorro Independent School District commit the following portions of its June 30th, 2015 general fund unassigned fund balance. Be it resolved that $3,035,750 be committed for the acquisition and/or replacement of cooling towers, boilers, chillers, lift stations, heat pumps, irrigation booster pumps, HVAC water units, and playground equipment at various campuses. Be it resolved that $1,700,000 be committed for a fresh air upgrade at Elfida Chavez and Montwood Middle School. Be it resolved that $1.9 million be committed for the acquisition of 20 new school buses for replacing aging vehicles and for enrollment growth. Be it resolved that $750,000 be committed for the completion of baseball and softball fields at Walter Clark Middle School. Be it resolved that $500,000 be committed for the upgrade and modernization of elevators district-wide. Be it resolved that $500,000 be committed for the acquisition, replacement, and connection of fire alarms at various campuses across the district. Be it resolved that $500,000 be committed for the acquisition and installation of additional security cameras at the campuses to include additional added server and infrastructure storage. Be it resolved that $500,000 be committed for the acquisition and installation of a cameras and storage, software storage for special education classrooms as required by HB 507. Be it resolved that $450,000 be committed for track or tennis courts refurbishments at America's High School, Montwood High School, and Desert Wind Pre-K 8th School, and tennis and basketball courts resurfacing at Enzer Middle School, America's High School, and Socorro High School. Be it resolved that $450,000 be committed for the acquisition of laptops for the upcoming freshman class at Socorro High School. Be it resolved that $250,000 be committed to supplement the acquisition of a radio system to enhance radio communications and capabilities. Be it resolved that $250,000 be committed for the acquisition and replacement of ice machines and check-in kiosks at various campuses district-wide. Be it resolved that $200,000 be committed for the relocation of piping at Ernesto Serna and Jane Hambrick Pre-K 8 schools. And be it resolved that $65,000 be committed for engineering and design services for special projects at Montwood High School, Montwood Early College High School, America's High School, and other campuses. Are there any questions with respect to the resolution?
Question? Mr. Gandara.
I'm just curious on the kiosks. How many are we going to purchase?
I will defer to Mr. Ianton on this question.
I'm counting. We are working to replace 12 of them right now. In addition to that, we are also working on some door installations as far as security measure. For instance, if you, Desert Wind is one that, you know, if you walk into Desert Wind through the double door before you go into the office, you can go around and not even go in the administration. Now they have doors that block you, that force you into the office to register and all that. So we're also doing some of that. But it looks like we're looking at anywhere from 12 to 16 schools that we're working on. And this comes up, you know, differently because Mr. Castro goes out and does his safety check, and he comes back and says, we need to do something, you know, at the kiosk, at the front, you know, so then it comes back to us. But those are the ones that we are currently working on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Other question? Yes, Mr. Nagara. Oh, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yeah, on the 65,000, the last item, is one of them to get the courtroom for Americas?
That is to get it started and do something to the courtroom at Americas, yes, sir.
Thank you.
You have a recommend, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Nahara.
Probably for Mr. Ianton, but not sure. Mr. Ianton, I know we just finished the fields over at Paso del Norte. Is Clark the only middle school we have left without fields?
I'll have to check that, but I believe so. But I'll double check that.
Okay. That's it.
Thank you.
I'll need a motion, sir, for the approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion to approve item 10F made by Mr. Michael Nahara, seconded by Mr. Hector Gonzalez. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Ayub, if we can approve the amendment now?
Yeah, item
43.
D43. Yeah. From consent agenda, item D43. Mr. Reza.
Yes, we're requesting approval to approve budget amendment number 43 that sets up the budget for the resolution that's just been approved.
So move.
Second.
Motion to approve item D, specifically item number 43, made by Mr. Michael Nahara, seconded by Ms. Cynthia Nahara. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item number, yes, sir.
Before going into executive session, there's been a request to reopen the open forum. A gentleman by the name of Javier Encino has just advised me that he didn't sign up for open forum. He has indicated that he flew in from Dallas to address the board. The item is not on the agenda. The board has it within its discretion to reopen the open forum. I'm just presenting that to you for your consideration.
You flew in from Dallas?
Yes,
That's what the-
he's indicated to me that he came in from Dallas to address the board, again, in open forum.
Okay, if we do that, we need to do it as a motion. Do we have a motion to do that?
Motion to reopen,
Open forum?
open forum?
Second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Gary Gandara to reopen open forum, seconded by Mr. Paul Guerra. Any further discussion on that item?
Mr. Ayub,
Yes, sir.
just, comments, understanding that we've never done this before, and this
Yes,
is
sir.
certainly something that we wouldn't do and certainly don't want to set a precedent, but do understand the circumstances for most folks. We didn't get the opportunity to address us during open forum. They could certainly come next month, but I do understand the burden that it would place to try and come back from Dallas. So I'm glad that we were able to accommodate the request.
Yes. Any further comments or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Sir, could you please state your name for the record? And I know you were not here earlier. We do have a little sheet we read. You have 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
To address the board, sir. If you could please start with your name.
It's Javier Encino.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Ayub, Dr. Espinosa, board members, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak. Pretty much what I'm trying to do, I'm kind of nervous here. I worked for the Socorro Independent School District from 2004 to 2008. Upon my resignation from Socorro in 2008, I went ahead and turned my resignation in to the HR department and everything. Little to know, just a couple months ago that I was overpaid $16,000. Okay, the direct deposit was going into my account. The account was transferred over into and was created into a child support for my kids and everything. So little did I know that there was money going in there and everything. Of course, the money that was already in there was being
Mr.
used.
Encina, if you could just stop just for a quick second. I believe we've gotten briefed on this item a little bit before as part of being briefed by the attorney. So I'm not sure if it's appropriate at this point if we hear it in open forum.
Well, in this instance, there's a judgment. The case has been concluded. The only issue was addressed at the prior board meeting where the board approved certain action in an attempt to resolve this. At this time, the only way that the board can reconsider its previous action is to put it back on the agenda again. He can address this issue on public forum, the board simply can't respond and can't take action without having it on the agenda.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please continue. We just want to make sure we're okay with all the information. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I was in contact with the law firm, and pretty much I know that, the fee went from 16,000 to 36,000, and so I was kind of trying to come. I spoke to the law firm, and they said all you can do is just go to the board and plead your side and let them understand or let them hear what your side is, and that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Okay. I turned in my resignation and everything, and I went ahead and moved out. I know, Mr. Guerra, you being a Canotio teacher, former teacher, you've pretty much, when you resigned, just kind of like what I did. I was an employee for Canotio my first 2 years, 98 and 99. When I resigned, not ever did I come back and tell me, we continue paying your salary or anything, so you need to come back and pay us 3 times as much as what it's going to be, which is what I'm here for. I spoke to the law firm and everything, and they did say that they addressed at the last board meeting, and they went ahead and there's 3 parts to this. I guess it was the $16,000, and then there was a $10,000 lawyer fee, and then there was also, I guess, a interest. So my side is pretty much, I don't understand how in the world this went for so many years. I resigned in 2008. We're already in 2016. I've never heard about it or anything. Nobody ever came up. I worked for many school districts, been in special ed for many, many years, and if we ever took such a serious action, changing the placement of the students or anything like that, we would, number one, we'd go in and contact mom, and if we couldn't contact mom through the phone or anything, we would go ahead and make a home visit. I don't understand how nobody ever came to my home. I've owned my own home for 16 years. My W-4s or my W-4s have always gone home. So I don't know how this $16,000 matter didn't. Mr. Gana, I know your family is a business owner. How would you take it if somebody put a lawsuit on your family and went to court without giving you the opportunity to defend yourself and judged it 5-10 years, 150,000 or 36,000, which is what's in my case? No. The only thing I'm trying to do is pretty much make this right. What we're trying to do is my family and I were in Dallas, and what I'm trying to do, as soon as I found out that there was a lien on my home or anything, I immediately called Socorro ISD. Now, I don't know if this is a normal, but I stood here and I heard so many wonderful things going on with Socorro District. I just don't understand how we can support the kids and everything, but we allow someone in HR to continue to do this kind of mistakes, because it wasn't only done to me. When I did call HR, when I was calling the law firm, they told me to call HR, and I was going back and forth. When I was calling HR, I was being mistaken by Mr. Encinas, who is another teacher here at the district. And so he also it was also done to him what it was done to me. So when I was calling, they were telling me, Mr. Encinas, you can go ahead and go to the board, or Mr. Encinas, you can go ahead and do payments and stuff like that. So I don't understand how we can be so great in the Socorro District, and we have such awesome kids and administrators and everything, but we lack that part in the human resource department. We lack the communication between payroll and human resource, where when I turned my resignation in, I went to payroll. I went to HR. HR didn't communicate to payroll. My payroll still kept on coming in. And now, from $16,000, now I got to pay back $36,000. I don't understand. That is a big dent in my family, okay? We're teachers. I'm a teacher. There's a lot of people behind me or anything that started as teachers. And $16,000 or $36,000, it's a pretty big dent. So I'm sorry if I've already gone over the time. The last thing I just pretty much wanted to say, like I said, I just want to make this right. If $16,000 was overpaid to me, I want to go ahead and make that right. I don't understand how I'm forced to pay $10,000 legal fees where nothing was ever contacted, or I wasn't given the right to defend myself or anything, or the extra couple $1,000s for interest. So with that, I appreciate, like I said, all I want to do is just make it right. I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for listening to me, and I'm glad. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Mr. Encina. Okay, item number 11, executive session. The meeting is to be closed for discussion regarding requests for easement from El Paso County related to Desert Acceptance wastewater project, for discussion with legal counsel regarding status and possible statement of settlement of H. Hernandez versus SISD, discussion regarding status of litigation or intervention in application of El Paso Electric Company to change rates pending before the State Office of Administrative Hearings, SOAH docket number 473-15-5257, PUC docket number 44941, to receive and review parent grievance filed by CC, to discuss personnel and real estate matters, and to consider administrative recommendations for Director of Athletic Services, Principal Loma Verde Elementary School, Assistant Principal for Lujan Chavez Elementary School, under Texas Government Code Sections 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074 at 7:49. He didn't discuss it. We're back from executive session. It is 9:20. Item number 12, 12A, discussion of possible action regarding request for easement from El Paso County, related to Desert Acceptance wastewater project. Mr. Ordonez.
Yes, at this moment, there's no board action required. We're awaiting an appraisal, and until that comes in for your consideration, we recommend that you address this at the next meeting.
Thank you, sir. Item 12B, discussion and possible action regarding H. Hernandez versus Socorro ISD. Mr. Ordonez.
Yes, sir, Mr. Vice President, we recommend that we be authorized to take action as discussed in executive session and in connection with the possible disposition of this case.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion to approve item 12B made by Ms. Cynthia Nájera, seconded by Mr. Hector Gonzalez. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12C, discussion and possible action regarding litigation intervention in application of El Paso Electric Company to change rates pending before the State Office of Administrative Hearings, SOAH docket number 47-15-5257, PUC docket number 44941. Mr. Luis.
Yes, sir, Mr. Vice President. We recommend that the board authorize the administration and legal counsel to execute the stipulation and any other documents that may be necessary to finalize the settlement as discussed in executive session.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion to approve item 12C made by Mr. Hector Gonzalez, second by Ms. Cynthia Nájera. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Luis. Item 12D1, Director of Athletic Services, Dr. Espinosa.
Yes, Vice President Ayub and members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Mr. Albert Hernandez to assume all the roles and the responsibilities as the Director of Athletic Services.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion to approve item D1, Director of Athletic Services, for Mr. Albert Hernandez, made by Mr. Michael Nájera, seconded by Mr. Hector Gonzalez. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Hernandez. Item number D2, Principal of Loma Verde Elementary School.
Yes, Vice President Ayub and members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Ms. Leslie Chavez to assume all the roles and the responsibilities as the principal of Loma Verde Elementary.
Motion to approve?
Second. We have a motion to approve D2, Principal of Loma Verde Elementary School for Ms. Leslie Chavez, made by Mr. Paul Guerra, second by Mr. Gary Gandara. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item D3, Assistant Principal of Lujan Chavez Elementary School, Dr. Espinosa.
Yes, Vice President Ayub and members of the board, at this time, administration recommends Ms. Maria Dickerson to assume all the roles and the responsibilities as assistant principal at Lujan Chavez Elementary.
Motion to approve. Second.
Second. We have a motion to approve item D3, Assistant Principal of Lujan Chavez Elementary for Ms. Maria Dickerson, made by Mr. Michael Nájera, second by Ms. Cynthia Nájera. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. There being no further business before the school board this evening, we are adjourned at 9:23. Thank you all for coming.